Yo, what's going on, snipers, and welcome back to our Detroit Red Wings franchise mode here in NHL 21. So in last episode we had round 1 against the Montreal Canadiens, and unfortunately we lost in 7 games, but it did look pretty bright for our future because like Svechnikov I believe was point per game, Liam Foudy was really good. So we're just taking kind of baby steps to being that team that we need to be, to being a cup contender. So anyways, we're up here, not in the offseason fully yet. We're going to sim the AHL's playoffs just to see how the AHL does, because the AHL team did win the Calder Cup last year, so I'm hoping that they could win it again. I did send down Larson to the AHL just for the playoffs, just because this team will be a lot better with him, so Thomas Larson's going to get the play in the playoffs because he didn't go through waivers. Him and James Stewart are best defensive prospects, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'm excited to see how this AHL team does. So we're going to just quickly sim through the playoffs, see if this AHL team could go back to back, and then we're going to get into the draft and like maybe the resign stage of this episode. I don't know. Depends. I might actually leave the resign stage till next episode, depending on how long this episode is at that point. But let's get into the sim and see how we do in this AHL playoffs. Since we got eliminated in the NHL, might as well follow them for a change. Okay, so our AHL team is taking on Rockford in the second round. Okay, so that's Chicago's AHL affiliate. If I'm not mistaken. Let's see how they do in their first 4 games. Go on, AHL team. They lose 2-0 in game 1, but Cook is back. Cook was injured, I think, near the end of the last episode, so we'll throw him in, and I'll move him. Maybe I'll keep him right there. I'll move him up. But yeah, hopefully this AHL team does good, and they win 2 games, but then lose the next game in overtime, so it's a 2-2 series so far. Let's go to the next game, see if our team can take the lead, and they do. 4-0 win. Good game from them on defense. Let's see if they could close out the series against Rockford, and they do in overtime. And our AHL team is headed back to the conference finals, I think, against the San Jose Barracuda. Nice. The Barracuda are 7-2 in the playoffs so far, so let's do the first 4 games again, see if our AHL team can continue to win. First 4 games of this conference finals is a loss and a win, and then another win and a loss. So pretty much the exact same as last round. Seems like our AHL team's pretty good offensively, but not great at keeping the puck out of the net. I could be wrong with that. Shots are not shots, but that series is tied at 2. And we have a 9-6 record in the playoffs. Let's go one more game at a time. And we're going to win that game in overtime. So our AHL team is 1 win away from heading back to that Calder Cup finals. If they win, they're going to take on the Seattle Thunderbirds. Or is that Seattle? No, it's Springfield. My bad. Not Seattle. Let's see if they could win. And they lose 5-2, which means it's a Game 7 situation. I'm not going to do a real-time simulation for this game just because it's kind of weird, but let's see if this AHL team could go to the finals again, and they do with a 4-1 win. Let's go. Rogalski got injured, which really sucks, but we'll replace him. And our AHL team is off to the finals against Springfield. Nice. Who's leading the AHL team in playoff points so far? It's Sylvain Gagne, who's our top 9 prospect. I don't know if he's going to make the NHL, really, but he's having a really good playoffs, it looks like. Okay, let's see who wins the Calder Cup. Are we going to lose in the Calder Cup finals or win back-to-back? Let's do our first 2 games. We win 5-2 and win 2-1, so a really good start to the finals. It's probably because I sent Larson down there, because Larson was a really good player when he was in the AHL. I thought it would be best to give him some more ice time down there in the AHL, just because we're not playing right now, so it makes sense. Game number 3 is another win, and our AHL team is a win away from winning back-to-back Calder Cups. Will they do it? Let's see what happens. And they're going to do it, and they sweep Springfield. And our AHL team has won back-to-back Calder Cups, and we did just get an achievement for winning a Jack Adams trophy in a franchise mode. Wow, okay. That's actually awesome. So our coach won the Jack Adams this year. And that was his first year as the head coach. That's actually incredible. I didn't even know that. And our AHL team was the Calder Cup, but I never thought I was going to win a Jack Adams, because that's all really random who wins it. But our AHL team wins the Calder Cup down there. Really good season from them. And our coach wins the Jack Adams. So let's take a look at the awards for this season, because we didn't do that yet. So awards. So LA wins the Stanley Cup, which means Dylan Larkin just went on to win the Stanley Cup. And that means our pick that we have from them, which because we only have their first round pick, is number 31. So, yeah, I don't know if we're going to get really anything super good at number 31, but LA goes on to win the Stanley Cup with Dylan Larkin. Kind of happy for him, though. And LA also won the President's Trophy, and they played the New Jersey Devils in the finals, so it was a rematch of 2012. Individual awards, Scheifele wins the Art Ross and the Hart. Klingberg wins the Norris. Pedersen wins the Lady Byng. Ponikarovsky's going to win the Calder. And Dylan Larkin won the Conn Smythe. Do you know how much that hurts, though, to see, though? Like, you trade away a player because, like, he's making too much money and you need to kind of rebuild away from him. And then he goes on to win a Stanley Cup and win the Conn Smythe. Well, I'm proud of Dylan Larkin, though. He was here for a long time and he definitely deserves it. So, good for him in LA. Unfortunately, that does make our pick late, though. And then Igor wins the Vezina for them. And he also wins the Jennings for them. Nick Hague wins the Bill Masterton. Our coach winning the Jack Adams in his first season. I don't know if that's just luck or maybe that happens all the time. I don't know. Barkov wins the Selke. Scheifele wins the Lindsay. And Savonin, which is St. Louis's guy, wins the Maurice Richard. In terms of the AHL, any awards for us? There would be one at least. Yep, Sylvain Gagne is going to be the MVP of the Calder Cup playoffs, which is great. Last year was Jenner, but I don't think Gagne is going to make the NHL probably, unfortunately. But yeah, really good season from the AHL. Let's actually take a look at the AHL team's player stats for the playoffs, just because I want to kind of do that. So let's go by centers. So Laddie had 18 points. He's just a really good AHL top 6 forward, it seems like. Colin Minen had 16 points, which is good because he's a low elite guy that we signed that went undrafted. Sarich 16, Sadikov 10, Bell 9, Reimer 7. He's another low elite. Gagne 28 points, though. It's a really good playoffs from him. Cook had 14 and 17, Kluber 10 and 13, Weaver 10, Rogalski 5 and 18, and Hanas had 3 points. Andronov 8 points. And then defensively, Koch 10 points, Morales 9 points, Sabrango 9, Johansson 4, Persson and Berglund both had 1. So I guess the game must have called up Stewart and Larson. Yeah, they must have called them up. Let me just see. Yeah, so let's see what Stewart had in the Calder Cup playoffs. 27-28, yeah. He had 10 points in 19 games. Pretty good for a defensive defenseman. He'll be in the NHL next year, and I think we might want to look at trading away somebody like Tuber Reinen potentially. And Larson, how much points did you have since going down there? He played 17 playoff games and had 7 points. Nice. That's what I mean. He's a really good offensive defenseman when he does play. How did our HL goalies play? Francis Nguyen, he might be our backup next season because he is listed as a backup goalie. Had a really good playoffs again. Nicely done from him. And then Mui barely played in the playoffs. But when he did not allow a single goal for 8 minutes, which is good. Okay, so now that we've seen the awards, let's get to the draft. We're going to have the 31st pick, which means I don't know if we're going to be moving up in this draft because we don't really have the assets to move up. Like, we could move to Barainen in our first to move up a couple spots if we want to, because we do need to make some room on defense, but I might leave those trades up to you guys for when we hit free agency. So Philadelphia is going to move from number 15 to number 1. They have the first overall pick. Colorado's got number 2. Columbus number 3 that they acquired from Boston. Ottawa, Buffalo, okay. Interesting. It sucks that we traded away our own first, but to get Svechnikov, I think it was worth it because Svechnikov should be really good next season. So retirement-wise, Patrick Kane, our former player for a bit, retires. Okay. Stamkos retires, Tavares. A lot of the big-name guys from the earlier 2000s, or mid-2000s, I should say. Late 2000s. Anybody retire for us, out of curiosity? Nope, and no goalies. Okay. Anybody becoming coaches? Yup, John Tavares is now a coach. Interesting. And coach retirements, we did not lose anybody, I don't think. Yeah, we didn't lose anybody, which is good. Since our AHL team has literally won back-to-back Calder Cups, and our current coach for the NHL won Jack Adams. So, yeah, we should probably do some draft interviews since we haven't really done these much, but we do need to find out who we're drafting with our 31st pick. Yeah, this episode might be only the draft, pretty much. I don't know, maybe we'll do the re-sign stage. So 31st. This guy could be elite. 4 years away. That's kind of an odd number. I don't know if he is elite or not. He might be actually top 9. This is hard to figure out who we want to go with. Maybe... Oh, yeah, wait. Actually, wasn't there a guy I pinned? I think there was a guy I pinned, but I don't know if he's supposed to go around there. No, he's not. He's supposed to go earlier, I think. Yeah, there is this guy that looks like he's elite. And he is 2 years away. So he probably has a really high overall. I don't know if it's worth to try and trade up for this guy or not. It might be. Because we don't have actually a lot of right wing prospects. So maybe I will try and trade Tuberinen in this episode. Let's interview him. And find out if he actually is a couple years away. Find out what he plays like. Because we don't have a lot of right wing prospects other than Dingman, who might be in the NHL next season. There's some work to be doing on him. A couple years away from an NHL job. So yeah, probably 2 years away. How do you play on the ice? So he's a two-way forward, which is kind of good because we don't really have a lot of two-ways. I mean, Dingman is also a two-way, but this guy could be still pretty decent for a late-round pick. And let's do his greatest strength. His greatest strength is his defensive skill set. Wow. So he's better, way better defensively than he is offensively, I guess. But yeah, I might try and move up because we do need to make some room for Stewart to be in the NHL. Yeah, so he's definitely a two-way forward, and he is definitely 2 years away. And he's like Mikko Koivu, which is pretty good. Yeah, I think I might try and move up a couple spots if possible. Anybody else? Let's see, Walker. I don't know anything about most of these guys. Let's just interview some of these guys like Walker for something, just so we can see what they're like. Because maybe we don't have to move up to get a good player. See how ready he is. He is a few seasons, so he might be a top 6. He might be a top 9. What's his play style? He's a sniper. Top 6 sniper is not a bad option either, because we don't have a whole lot of snipers. We have some, but not a whole lot. What is his greatest weakness? Probably his physicalness. Yeah, that's what I thought. Physicality. Okay, so he's probably either a top 6 or a top 9. 3 years away, he's probably top 6, but there's no way to guarantee that he actually is. And who else do we want to interview? I might just interview this Chiodo guy as well. Actually, maybe we'll go interview Petrov since he's supposed to go at number 31. Our scouts are recommending us between these 3 guys. 4 years away. We don't know about Petrov, do we? Petrov is looking like 4 years away. 4 years away is such an odd number. This guy's a playmaker, though. We don't want a winger playmaker. So I'll interview this dude. But, yeah, I don't know who we're going to go with in this draft. It's going to be kind of tough. Let's see. The NHL readiness probably the 4 years, right? A few seasons away. Play style. What do you play like? He's a strong forward, so he's a power forward. That's kind of good, actually, to have a power forward, maybe. But if he's a top 9 power forward, he's probably not going to make it. But then again, a lot of top 9s that go in the first round do make it. Greatest strength for him is his shot. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense that he is good at shooting if he's a power forward. I don't know if we want to move up or not, because we definitely need to move out a defenseman if we want to play Stewart. Or maybe we just trade away Stewart, but I don't think that's a good thing to do. This guy's definitely a power forward. Petrov is supposed to technically go 30th, but he's listed at 31. Based on our scout says he's supposed to go higher, but maybe I'll go with the power forward if I get the opportunity. I don't know. Let's just get to the draft, see if we can maybe get something good here. If we don't get anything good, it's not the end of the world, because we do have already a good prospect pool, and then we could pretty much just add to that in free agency, I would assume. So yeah, let's get into this draft. We probably won't do the re-sign stage in this episode, just so I could get your guys' feedback first on stuff. Okay, so Philly with number 1. Let's see if we could maybe move up, though, if we wanted to move up for that guy that I was looking at, that Sedin guy. The Canucks want to move their pick, which I believe is right in the wheelhouse to get Sedin. It's kind of funny that the Canucks want to move out that pick, though. Sedin is supposed to go where? He's supposed to go 20. Yeah, he's supposed to go right around there. So I will try and trade with the Canucks to maybe move up. Because I feel like that Sedin guy could be a really good snag for us, since we don't have a lot of right wingers that actually shoot right as well. So we will go to our draft picks, and we will give them 31st, since they want to be, yeah, they'll be moving back 10 spots. What else do they have interest in? Do they have any interest in any of those defensemen that I was just mentioning? Let's go to defense. They do have interest in Tuppurainen. Now, do I do this? Do I move out Tuppurainen? It's where it gets like, I don't know if I want to do it or what. Like, if we go by potential, where the heck is, what's his name? Stewart, though. Where's Stewart? Wait, why is Stewart not there? Did this game just glitch out and Stewart's not there? What the heck? Stewart completely disappeared, or no, there he is, okay. He's just listed as rookie skater. So they do like Stewart, who's 22 and 79. But Lacerte, he's got the lowest value out of them. He's good defensively, but 3 years at 1.4, and then he's a UFA. Yeah, you know what? I think I'm gonna try and move Tuppurainen as part of this deal. They'd be over 45 skaters in our organization, goddammit. So I got to take somebody back. Which, who do I want to take? Skaters matching block. Maybe we'll just find a random guy with lowest trade value that could make it, maybe. 69 low, bottom 6. Goalie-wise, I don't want to take any goalies. Yeah, I don't know really what we could throw into this deal. Low top 6, 64 at 20. Probably not going to make it, but that might be our best bet. He's got a bigger value, though, than the rest. Maybe I'll go with... They want to get rid of all low players, it looks like. I could try and just throw this Pettersson guy into this deal. Oh, Philadelphia made their pick. They take their franchise guy, not a surprise. Got to keep on trying to make out this deal with the Vancouver Canucks, because I think that guy is probably our best option if we could get him. Got to be faster in making this deal, because or else we're not going to get this deal done. Okay, so yeah, I think I'll probably move to Brian as part of this deal, just because we need to move Stewart into the NHL, and he is a year younger. So, and then we'll add in skaters matching block. We got to do this quickly, because or else we're going to lose our progress again. Let's throw in, who was the guy, the top 6, low top 6 guy, Pettersson. I think that would go through. Let's try it. So our first and Tuppurainen for our first and Pettersson, so we're basically moving up 10 spots. That's accepted, okay. I think that was a good deal. It sucks that we did trade away Tuppurainen because he's a good prospect, but he is on the older age of those young defensive top 6 prospects, so Stewart's now going to get an opportunity to play with us next season. And then we could sign like a depth defenseman. It kind of sucks because Tuppurainen was really good in terms of plus-minus for us last year. But yeah, I think that's the right move to make, considering we could get a good prospect with that number 21 pick. Okay, so Smaby goes to Philadelphia. Who goes number 2? Henley goes number 2. Jeez, this is looking like a deep draft. Mayer goes number 3. Okay, let's sim to our pick and see if we get this Sedin guy, which he is still there. So, welcome to Detroit, Christian Sedin. We do like our Swedes here, and he's a two-way forward. He's probably a top 6 two-way forward that has good overall. I don't know if he's going to grow really right away, but let's just take him. We need those winger prospects. So, welcome aboard, Christian, to the Detroit Red Wings. And he's a 67 top 6, so I don't know if it was worth moving up, but maybe it does help us out because we did have an abundance of defensive prospects, and now we're adding to our offensive prospects, which we don't have a whole lot of. So I think this is a decent deal. I was expecting him to be maybe a bit higher overall-wise, considering he was listed as 2 years away, but he actually has some pretty good attributes for a 67. 85 offensive awareness, 85 defensive awareness. And then like 85 wrist shot stuff, and then his slap shot's not great. But yeah, this guy actually might be pretty good, even though he's only at 67. So I like that. I think that was a good deal for us to move up 10 spots. Let's into our next pick, which I believe is in the 3rd round. Yeah, 3rd round. Let's see if we could get any snags here. Didn't I have guys pinned around this stage? I think we have 3 3rd rounders. Wasn't there supposed to be an elite player? Oh yeah, this climber guy that's supposed to go 76. I think I'm going to take him already. Because this guy is a power forward. He might be elite. He's probably going to be a top 9. Watch this though. So Craig Climber, he's 6'6", 244 pounds. He's 20 years of age. Yeah, he's probably top 9, but I'll still take him. He's medium elite, okay. A medium elite enforcer? Oh, okay. I didn't think he was going to be an enforcer, but my god. I thought he was going to be a power forward, but I'll take that. An elite enforcer. This guy might be the next Bob Probert for like the Detroit Red Wings or something. That is really interesting. Let's take a look at his stats. 58 overall. It's going to take him a while to develop, but he might still make the NHL at like 24 years of age, which would be fine for an elite enforcer. But he's got better defensive stats than he does offensive. His offensive shooting and stuff look like trash, but his physicalness, or physicality, his aggressiveness is at 79, body checking is at 69, fighting skills is 78, and he's got 86 strength. How does this guy play in junior? 15 points, 19 points, and a decent amount of PIMs. I'm excited to see how this guy plays out if he gets to the NHL level. Definitely going to sign this guy to his ELC at some point, but not right away for sure. But yeah, he's definitely not going to make the NHL till he's like 23 or 24 unless he gets a lot of growth, which I don't think is going to be possible, but who knows. Our next 3rd round pick, let's see if we can add to that nice elite enforcer. Rudder doesn't have an NHL ETA. That's kind of weird. Huh. 4 years away, I might be intriguing. Yeah, you know what? We're going to go with this guy, I think. He might be a top 9 as well, but we do need more ringer prospects, so let's take him. Gauge marks, low top 6. Okay, not bad. 62. We actually have back-to-back picks, so we could take another good player if we can. I don't know if I want to take Reuter. He doesn't look great. Let's start by potential. Again, that goaltender's still there, but I could take him in the 7th round if we have a 7th rounder. If I want another goalie prospect, which I might think about doing because we don't really have, like, House is good, but he's not fantastic in the playoffs. I think I'm just going to throw a random bullet at Lucas Reuter, even though he doesn't look great. Let's just take him. And he's a top 9, 59 grinder. Jeez. A grinder and an enforcer in the same round of the playoffs. Interesting. Okay. Next pick. 4th round. Wait, do we have a 7th round pick this year? I think so, right? I just want to make sure I can maybe get that goaltender. Yeah, we do have a 7th rounder, and yeah, we'll probably be able to get that goaltender. Okay, let's take our pick here in the 4th round. Not going to take that elite goalie yet. We might take Walsh. He's another big guy, 6'5". Yeah, I think I might take Walsh. Yeah, let's take Walsh. Why not? Get these big guys in that could help us out in terms of physicality. He's a low top 9 power forward. Maybe he makes it at some point if he grows ball, because I have seen low top 9s make it to the NHL at some points. 5th round, I don't want to go with this goalie, even though he does actually look pretty good. Well, actually, his stats from junior look good, but the rest of it not really good. And he had 1996 saves, which is the year I was born, so it's kind of calling me out, but Healy. Maybe I'll go with Healy. Yeah, let's go with Avery Healy. And he's a low top 9 as well. Another grinder, jeez. Well, that's good actually for us though, because we don't really have like a lot of physical players. Like we did sign Jenner, who's a grinder, but we don't have a lot of physical players. I guess we'll probably just take a bottom 6 forward, or we could try with this Cunning dude. Yeah, we'll try with this Cunning dude. Why not? Bradley Cunning is a below bottom 6, so not great. And the 7th round pick, we're gonna take a goalie. Oh. It looks like the Rangers have noticed that goalie is still on the board or something, because they want to try and trade for our pick. But I am not going to trade. And that goalie is, yeah, we might as well just take this goalie. He's 20 years of age already, so he might have a higher overall. He's been pretty good in junior to an extent, and he already has almost B reflexes. So yeah, we're going to take Dakota Fawcett from the Saskatoon Blades. And he's going to be a medium starter, 57, okay. Not an elite goalie, but still starting goaltender that probably won't make it. I don't know. He could make it. He might end up being the next Rohan House. Okay, so that is our draft. And decent one, I would say. Like, Sedin's going to be a pretty good, probably top 6-4 prospect for us, unless he doesn't develop. Clymer, on the other hand, might take a while to develop, but he's an elite enforcer, so what's not to like about that? And then the other players are all pretty much like top 9s and stuff. So, not a bad draft. Okay, so I'll show you guys quickly who we have to re-sign after I get these scouts back. And then I think that'll be probably it for this episode. I think I'll leave next episode for the re-sign stage and the draft, or not the draft, the re-sign stage and free agency, so I can get your guys' feedback on who we should be letting go, who we should be bringing back, all that stuff. Just because this episode is already pretty long, because I'd never really go through all 7 rounds of the draft, not like I just did. Okay, so let's go to contracts that we got to do for this season, or this off season. So UFA wise, we got Liam Foodie, who's probably going to want a lot of money, but he did have a really good season with us. Yeah, he wants 8.3. I could let him go to free agency and then try and get him back in free agency, but like 8.325 is quite questionable. Yeah, it's pretty high up for him. Considering we got other guys to re-sign, I don't know about that. We might get him back, but I don't know about for 5 years. Kubalik, he's probably going to be let go of, I think, just so we can make room on the top 6 for some young guys. But and also he's not been great defensively, and he doesn't really show up in the playoffs all that much. Like, the entire time we've been in the playoffs, he's only got 1 goal and 2 assists. So I think I'm going to let him go. Suzuki, I think, might go. He might end up just coming back for a 4th line role. Innes is probably going to go. Gru is going to go. Or, yeah, maybe Gru and all these other guys come back for the AHL. But, yeah, that's pretty much that. Goaltending-wise, I don't know if we want to bring back Jake Ettinger, because Nguyen is listed as backup. So maybe we give Nguyen an opportunity to play backup next season. Byers probably going to get signed for the AHL, even though he is probably not going to make it to the NHL. And then RFA-wise, we got to give a big contract to Biggs. He's probably going to want a lot of money. He doesn't want a whole lot, actually. Like, an 8-year deal at 6.725 is not bad. 5 years, he'll still be an RFA. Yeah, I think, Biggs is going to get a good contract still, I think, in next episode. Petrovic, his contract also comes to an end. He doesn't want a whole lot, which is good, because he's more of a 3rd liner. Jenner's going to come back probably for sure, because he was a pretty good a grinder for our bottom 6. Melanson might come back as well. And then the rest of these RFAs are definitely going to come back. And then goaltending wise, Nguyen is going to need a contract. I believe he wants a one-way deal. Yeah, he wants a one-way deal. So he probably will be our backup next season, I think. And then Mui will come back for the AHL. Unsigned wise, we're going to probably sign Dingman to his ELC. Yeah, I think we'll sign him to his ELC. And then Tucker is getting close to getting signed to his ELC. Maybe we actually do sign him already, I don't know. But we do have a good prospect pool in terms of some top 6 forward prospects. So, anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of our Detroit Red Wings franchise mode. So, in next episode, we'll have the re-sign stage. And then we'll look ahead to free agency, which I'll show you guys actually quickly, the pending free agents. There's a lot of players that we probably need to fill out this roster, but yeah, I don't know if we're going to be able to get on any of these big name guys, but I'll just scroll through this a little bit. So yeah, anyways, let me know what you guys think down below, and I'll see you guys next time.